Hey guys, it's Greg. In this video, I want to show you Children of Morta. This is an adaptation of a video game, which we finished obviously, and we love very much. This was one of our first games on the Nintendo Switch. We've spent a lot of time playing it, so we're super happy that we can play this game also on a table. This is again a prototype and also a demo version. We don't have all components, only a few of them, only like 2 chapters of the game, and that's it. Children of Morta is a game for up to 4 players, and players are going to, as in a video game, together work to kill the monsters and fulfill the goal of the game, which is saving the world from the darkness. So if you are interested in the title, if you know the Children of Morta from the video games, just check out the rest of this video. So let's start with the components. In here we have the board of the house. If you play the video game, you know this is the safe haven of the Bergson family. In here you have a deck of cards that are events that are going to influence your runs through dungeons. Over here we have tokens that you can purchase them and increase your bag of tokens to make it more diverse, let's say. I am going to explain more those tokens in a second. In here, this is a booklet. This is a prototype, as I said. So in here we have like basically 5 pages. Final product, I believe, going to have more thicker booklet. And in here we have some flavor text, setup of the chapter, the space for the chapter cards. And in here, this is the map of the dungeon that you are going to run through. So in the video game, we could run around this gigantic maze of the dungeon and fight with the monsters. In here, it's simplified, and you're just going to move the token of your family around the map and uncover those tokens of the monsters and fight them. And in this chapter, this is the goal, to reach the portal to go to the next chapter or finish this one. And the boards of the players. So in the prototype, we got Kevin, Linda, Lucy, and John. This is John, and here is Lucy. And I would like to show you maybe John as an example. So what things you have on the boards. John, some flavor text, his abilities, his result of the critical roll. So every time you roll the plus on the die, you get a shield. In here we have 3 stats: health, shield, and focus, I believe. And in here we have space for tokens dedicated to John, because every character has its own tokens. Linda, she's using bow. Kevin is using those daggers. And in here we have sword and some 5 skills that John can use to fight with the monsters. Those skills can be upgraded, so that's why we have ones everywhere. And for example, I can show you the cards of the Kevin. So in here we have skills that Kevin can unlock. This is the cost of the experience points that you have to spend to upgrade the skill. Those numbers and symbols are tiny. I hope they are going to improve this in the final product and make it a little bit bigger, because it's really, really tiny. And what else we have here? On the bottom, here we have space for cards of your skills and your items that you can carry with you and use during the run through the dungeon. And on top of the board, we have those 6 locations: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First 3 are with swords, and second 3 are with bows. And those spots are reserved for the enemies that are going to attack John. And depending on where the enemy is placed, this enemy is going to attack or not. So those spots are emulating like a distance between John and the enemy. So if the enemy is attacking in a melee way, using some kind of sword or whatever, close, those enemies can only attack when they are on the spots with the sword symbol. So they're close enough that they can attack John. If they are on the spots with those bows, that means they are too far away and they are not going to attack John in this round. And the same goes with the enemies that are using ranged attack. They can attack from here because they are using some kind of bow or crossbow, but also they can attack from those spaces that are very close to John. So the enemies using melee attack can attack only when they are close enough to your character. So those are the components. There are also cards of those like minor skills, let's say, that you can get for each of your heroes, and those are the treasures that you can get when you uncover a chest in a dungeon, or maybe some monsters can give you those cards as a reward for killing them. So those are the components. And now the game emulates the video games. So the game is a campaign game, more or less. So in the final product, you're going to play few chapters. In here we have only 2 of them. You can play this game as a campaign, playing chapters, or like one standalone session where you're just fighting in one chapter and at the end fighting with the boss. Also, yeah, we got example of the boss. So the boss comes with its card, depending on the player counts, more or less. Health points, some flavor texts, rewards, and boss comes with action cards. So each boss attacks in a little bit different way depending on what you are going to draw. So bosses are a little bit more complex than fighting with the minions, with those simple monsters, but about that in a second. So how this game works and how it flows, I am going to explain it right now. Let's start with so the run starts with the moving of your family around the dungeon. So, for example, you're going to the first spot from your house. So this is the only available spot for you. You are moving here, and over here you have 2 tokens of the monster. So you need to flip them, and the player who is a first player, so like a leader of the family in this round, around in the dungeon. The player with this token is going to get a token with the higher number. So in this example, we have unfortunately a lot of reflections because of the glossy paper. In this example, the Linda would get this token with number 6 because it's the higher token, the token with the higher number, and this token represents how many monsters is going to attack Linda, and the second token goes to another player. So in this example, Kevin would take the second token. And what does it mean? So on those tokens, we have different symbols and different skulls. In this example, we got those regular skulls, regular skulls. But also you can find symbols of those more devilish skulls. So what does it mean? Those are the decks of the monsters. Let's go with Linda. Linda got 3 monsters, so you're going to draw 3 cards of the monsters, and now you need to check what is going to attack you and where you should put them. So in those symbols represent spots where those monsters are going to place on this track above your board. So in here we have 2 monsters with this square on the left, so those monsters are going to spawn on the left side, and all of them are going to spawn on the left side. So all those 3 monsters are close enough to attack Linda. And now, what informations you have on the cards? This is your reward for killing the monsters. That this is how many HP this monster has, and this is the damage that a monster is going to perform or deal to your hero. If it's white symbol, that means that is instant hit. So skeleton is always making 1 damage, 1 hit point. But when you have something like this, so for example, blue sword, that means that the bot is going to roll a die, and depending on the result, something different can happen. And in here we have results like this. So those lines around the star are the successes. So in this example, we have 2 lines, that means 2 hits. In here we have a blank, in here is 1 hit, and so on and so on. In here again 1 hit, but in here the star is with the plus, and as I said, every time you roll the plus as a hero, you can unleash your special ability. The monster doesn't have any kind of special ability when the monster rolls the symbol, so nothing happens. Right, so you're going to put those monsters in here, and the same goes with Kevin. So Kevin also gets one monster. This is a Mash Goblin. Oh, and this one is a little bit stronger because he is going to roll blue die and also yellow die, and one damage is granted. So 1 hit point is going to be made no matter what. And in here we have again dice for those swords. This yellow die is hard to see on it, but the system is exactly the same. The number of lines around the stars represent the successes. Again, this is a prototype, so it looks like life. It's a little bit clearer. Right, so this is it. I also should mention that there is also something like bond cards, and this is also very cool mechanism that also is, I think, straight from the video game, because those cards are put in between the players that are playing the game. So if you have 2-player game, there's only one card between Kevin and Linda. But if you would play 3-player game or 4-player game, another card will be placed but next to another character. So Linda could have one card in here and another card in here if for example John is playing next to this player playing by Linda, so right on the right hand side. And those cards represents those bonds between characters. Those cards can be played only once per turn, and those cards are helpful in a way because once per turn one of you may flip a token so the other gains 2 focuses. So this is the way how the family members are helping each other to overcome monsters, especially that the game is quite tight and you really need to cooperate in this game. It's impossible to win it just going alone through all the monsters. And the second card, once per turn, one of you may flip a token so the other one stuns an enemy. So as you can see, those are those interactions between 2 characters, and that because of the cards are laying in between 2 characters, that means that this skill can only be used by Kevin or Linda, and this skill can be used only by Linda and, for example, John if John is right in here. So this is very cool. Every time you also use those skills, you're going to put a special token over there to mark that that bond between those characters is getting stronger and stronger. Now, so I showed you that there was, for example, what have I done with this monster? Whatever. So let's say that the green spider was a monster for Kevin, and as you can see, green spider has those two crossbows, I don't know. And the square is on the right hand side, so this means that the green spider is going to be placed over here, and the green spider can attack because it is using distance attack, and also it is going to roll 2 dice, yellow and blue dice. Now, so this is the setup of the encounter, let's say. And now, after setting up the encounter, so let's go through help. Flip the tiles and carry out the effects. Encounter tiles, this is what happened. And chapter tile, this is not the chapter tile, so we can skip this one. And now we are going to combat phase. So how the combat works. We have this bag of tokens. Each player is going to draw 5 tokens from this bag. At the beginning of the game, the bag contains set of 5 tokens of each color per player. So in here we have 10 tokens, 2 tokens in each of the colors. So we are going to put those tokens in a bag, and you're going to randomly draw 5 tokens. So we have blue and green and 2 more for Linda. So let's say it's going to be purple and yellow or golden. And those are tokens that Linda can spend for activating her skills. And now, as you maybe noticed or not, all the skills are also using those symbols, colorful symbols, and you need to spend those tokens to activate your your actions. And in this game, you're not this phase is simultaneous. So each player is going to attack and draw tokens and use them at the same moment. So it's up to you who is going to first, who is going to wait, how you are going to interact with each other to kill all the monsters to survive this attack. Especially that if there is a situation that you are not going to kill all the monsters in a one round, because you are going to draw those tokens once, and you have only one chance to kill the monsters. If you're not going to kill them all, they're going to stay with you, and another monsters are going to appear on your track. So when there is a situation that you cannot add more monsters to the track above your board, well, you lost, because you are overcome by overcrowded by the monsters, and they're just going to eat you. So this is it. Those are the tokens of the Linda, and now she can spend them to activate different actions. So for example, we can use the green token to use this skill that gives us one hourglass, so that gives us basically one focus. But we could also spend this golden token to get one rage token. So those rage tokens are placed in here, and it's a shared pool of tokens that each player can use. And you can spend those tokens to add more dice to your roll to be sure that you can kill the monsters. For example, and in here we have this table that shows us how many rage tokens you have to spend to, let's say, purchase a die for this roll. So you need one rage for blue die, 2 rage for golden die, and 3 rage for pink or red die. And what is also important, it is impossible if you have 6 rage tokens. You cannot spend 6 tokens and get 2 red dice. You can get 1 die of each color. So maximum is 6, obviously, rage to spend, but you can only get 1 blue, 1 yellow, and 1 red die. Now, what else we can have here? So, for example, I have 2 blue tokens, and my primary attack, like here on the bottom, we have this symbol of one symbol of bow. So that means I am going to roll 1 die, and depending on the result, something happens. I have 1 result, 1 success, so I can make an attack on one of my enemies and deal them 1 damage. And then I am just putting the right token to mark that I performed this attack. I dealt 1 damage to one of those monsters. I could spend this rage that I just got to roll another die, another blue die, and thanks to this I got 1 success and plus. And what does it mean that I got plus? Well, I can have another focus and success. So in the end, with this attack, I've performed 2 damage. So thanks to this, I could kill a bat, and because bat only has 2 health points, and as a reward, I can get another hourglass, so another focus. And my final 2 tokens, I can decide that I don't want to spend them, but they are going to stay with me. And in the next round, I am going to draw 2 tokens less, so only 3 tokens from the back for Linda. So it's up to you whether you want to spend all of them or not. If there is a situation that you cannot spend those tokens on action that you would like to perform, you always can spend 2 tokens as a joker, let's say. So you're spending 2 tokens, and then you can perform any of those attacks, whatever attack you would like to perform. You also get those attack tokens of your fatigue tokens, and you can always use them also as a joker, but only 1. So you don't have to spend 2, only 1, and you also can perform some kind of action. But basically, you have only 3 of them, and after you spend them, well, they're spent. And this is it. And what else you can find in here? Because I got a lot of those hourglasses as focus. How can I use them? So another attack in this primary attack uses red symbol, so I can spend it over here. And there's additional cost of 2 hourglasses, so 2 focuses. And now I got a lot of focuses, so I can spend 2 of them to use my second attack in a second primary attack. And this is 2 bows. So again, I am rolling 2 dice, and depending on the result, something happens. In here I've got 2 hits and 1 again star with plus. So again I am going to get 1 focus, and I'm dealing 2 damage to one of the monsters that I still have on above my board. And finally I have 1 extra blue token, and in here we have this special attack. This is this special attack, Harmonic Slam. In here we need to spend 2 focuses, as you can see in the middle, but also there is this symbol that represents that I can attack 2 monsters. I'm not sure that you can see it, but those are 2 squares. Maybe I have the symbol somewhere here. Oh yeah, so this is this symbol. This is this symbol more or less, but with the not with the bow, but with the sword. So that means that I can attack 2 monsters in this specific slot. So in this situation, they need to be on those locations adjacent to me. So if those monsters would be like this, I could make damage. And how much damage? Well, there's only one sword. So again, I'm rolling only 1 die. And this is the mechanic of fighting with the monsters and killing them. So if I would kill Red Spider again, we could get 1 rage token more that Kevin, for example, could spend for killing his green spider. But in this situation, Linda's definitely crowded with the monsters. So maybe Kevin can use his skills in some kind of way to help Linda overcome those monsters. Maybe Kevin can generate more rage tokens, and there's one way for him to, yeah, he only has 1 action that generates rage, but in the end that can also help Linda to kill the red spider or skeleton or whatever what is with Linda. And after that, after each character spent tokens or saved some of them if they wish, there's a activation of the monster's phase. And activation of the monster is quite simple, because you are going to activate every monster that is on your track from right to left, from top to bottom. So this is the first monster from right to left. This is the first monster, and the monster is going to deal 1 damage to Linda, and Linda can take this damage. Or if she would have some kind of a little bit of those evasion, or yeah, I think it's evasion of the evasion stat, she could spend it to cancel it completely. But it's only 1 damage, so maybe it's better to take this damage, especially that Red Spider, as you can see, is going to roll 2 dice, and it is going to move to the left on the track. And what is the point of this of the moving? Because if the spider would be, let's say, here, the spider cannot perform its first attack, because it's a spider is attacking in a melee way. This is the melee damage, and it's too far from the Linda, but the spider can move with the symbol to the spot on the left. And thanks to this, the second attack with the second sword can be performed, as the spider is close enough to Linda to deal melee damage. And after that, after activating each of the monsters from top to bottom, from right to left, each character, this is the end of enemy phase, and you're going to cleanup phase. So cleanup phase is basically like zeroing your stats and so on, passing the token to another player, and then you are going to explore another part of the dungeon. So as I said, the monsters are going to stick with you, they're going to stay with you and constantly, let's say, attack you. And another monsters are going to be added to your queue at the top of your board. And this is the game. When you reach this token that represents the chapter, so for example, let's say we reach this place, you're going to draw 1 card from the chapter. There, I think we have 3 of them in this prototype, and something happens, dark creatures, there's some kind of objective, each hero gains, those are exp icons, and more difficult. I don't know if they are more difficult or not. Let's check it. Yeah, definitely. So more difficult monsters, well, not really. Yeah, more difficult monsters are going to attack you in this final step before reaching the portal and ending the game. I mean, ending the chapter, not the game. For killing the monsters, if they have those stars, like in this example here, you're going to collect to gain experience points that you can spend in home to purchase your skills, and also you can spend coins to purchase more advanced tokens to your bag, and the price is quite different. 3, 3, 4, 5, and 7 for each of those tokens. So you can upgrade your bag, adding more colors and some kind of special skills. So those tokens give you rage token to use with your family members. And here you can get focus. And in here, for example, those most expensive one allows you to roll additional red die. So way to improve the bag, adding more tokens that can help you fighting the monsters, but also you can add to the bag, I mean, not you can, something bad can happen, and those tokens of corruption are going to be added to the bag. And those corruption tokens are just clogging the bag. You are always going to draw up to 5 tokens to have on the board, and there is a possibility that you're going to have those 2 corruptions and they are blocking your character. So right now you can only have 3 useful tokens for you. And basically this is it. Also we have those items that you can get, and they are one time, and after that you're going to discard them. So those items are also acquired through finding chests and so on. And after finishing this chapter, so finishing the first phase of the game, so chapter 1, there is also in this prototype chapter 2. So you're going to flip the card, some kind of flavor text again, and changes in this scenario, and new board, new place for chapter, and new setup for you. And this is the board for second chapter. And as you can see in here, we have different symbols. Those are the regular skulls. In here we also have those chests and those gems. So if you come here with the symbol with the chest, you can get again chests, spending those gems to acquire, for example, those cards of those skills that you can use in this run. But also we have those more advanced tokens in here, because you're going to place here tokens like this. And on those tokens, as you can see, are more advanced and more cruel monsters. So on some tokens, we also have those red symbols, and that means that the player that got this token gets regular 2 monsters from this green deck, 1 monster from this purple deck, and this red monster is powered up. So you need to take this specific token and put it on your monster. And that means that monster is going to get 1 extra health and 3 guaranteed damaged ranged damage. So this is the way to upgrade the game to the complexity of the monsters and make them even more difficult to kill. Again, and this symbol over here shows you that I think you are going to get 1 health point. Here, for example, you can get 2 coins, or here you can get, for example, 1 coin and 1 skill from this deck of it's arrow, it's bolt. So this is an item. You are going to draw 1 item and add it to your backpack so you can use it in the run. And this is it. Every time one of the heroes is killed, or you cannot add another monster to the queues, to those tracks above your player boards, you lost. You're going back to your home, and you're going to upgrade your family, you're going to reset the skills, and then you're starting from the beginning, as in a game. And this is it. So this is the Children of Morta. I think it's a very cool game. This mechanism of back, where you're going to improve it by purchasing, adding new tokens, and those cards that you can use when you play with more characters that encourage you to interact with each other. This is a very cool mechanism. Simple, but adds another layer of strategy to the game. So if you like the Children of Morta, the board game, and if you loved video game as us, then I think you should also pay attention to this campaign. So this is it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.